In this video, we'll talk about auto-adding devices with PRTG's built-in auto discovery feature. I'll run through a quick example of what you might use auto discovery for. I find its uses very limited, so I'll cover this topic quickly. Let's just say you get 30 printers, brand new site, you want to add all of the printers to PRTG all identically. The first thing you would do is create a printer template. So it's a dummy device, this is pointing back to localhost, and I would add some sensors here, pinging and port 443 just to monitor its web interface. In reality, you would have SNMP sensors monitoring page count, toner usage, etc. But for our printer template, we're just going to create a device template here, and we're going to call this printer template. And if you use an existing device, you can actually exclude sensors from this, but we will keep it as is. Congratulations, we've added these sensors. So now for our dia group, we want to add an auto discovery group, and we want to call this printers. And here are some of our options. We could just leave it default. It's just going to ping devices basically. Detailed auto discovery is going to add basically every sensor it can think of, but we're going to use this template setting. So I'll paste that in there. For this, we're just going to do an auto discovery once, and for our IP address range, we'll enter something relatively small, very small in fact. Now I'm going to use IP address resolution, and if you don't, sometimes what it does is resolves to a DNS name, but then that DNS name is pingable via IPv6, and it can just cause some problems. So I'm just going to use this for example. And how do I handle devices already known? Well, I'm going to add them irrespective, just in case I've set up, say, a proof of concept somewhere else, such as my template would very likely be pointed to one of the devices. So we'll perform this. Here it's added the auto discovery group. We'll kick through this a bit. Here it's added the device. It still adds it via its DNS name, but in the back end for this, you can see that it's pointing to this IP address. And here it's added these sensors. So relatively straightforward. Whether we keep it as this name or change it, that's up to you. And in the next video, we'll cover maybe a more useful feature of auto adding that you will use perpetually.